everybody. I hope that everyone is doing well today. I'm doing a whole lot better as far as my back for the current time. At the current time, I've been taking ibuprofen every hour. I'm gonna wait a couple hours before I take another one, but it's a whole lot better, thank goodness. But anyway, I wanted to get on with this journal. I'm really getting tired of it quickly. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing on the front. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and move into the inside and to show you what I've done. I'm doing the same thing here, so I'll do that. And I'm putting another pocket here. I got something planned for here. I did make the journal. There's some things I want to change on it, but nonetheless. So I thought I would go ahead and start this pocket. Confused myself there for a second. I pre-cut a lot of stuff, and now I'm just hoping I remember what everything is. So, to make the big pocket, I am just going to score, and I want to make sure I'm scoring the right side. Yeah, I'm going to score 1/2 inch and 1/4 of an inch the rest of the way around. I decided to make my little sides a little bit smaller. Could have gone 1/2 inch, but I figured 1/4 of an inch is plenty room. There's a lot of pockets and things going on. So I'm just going to, for anybody new, hopefully the light and the camera's picking this up, where my score marks meet, I'm just doing the little angle cut. Same thing up here at the top. This thing, well, I bit off more than I could chew. I had higher expectations, I guess. I didn't bite off more than I could chew. I just anticipated this going much quicker than what it did. And then yesterday was just a lot. I started on it, working on it at 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I had an appointment, had to go to Hobby Lobby, came home, tried to do some more. Then my accountant came. Then, you know, I had committed to making a meal that takes a good while. And the 1/2 inch is where I'm folding over for the top of the pocket. Just because there's going to be, even though this is cardstock, I wanted it to be reinforced. So I'm folding the sides over, burnishing them. But anyway, I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning on this because I don't know what's going on with my back, but I tell you, I was in no condition to carry on. I had planned on after dinner time to go ahead and get a lot of this out of the way, and I couldn't. I had to call, what do you call it? Uncle. Cry uncle. I'm going to glue this side. I'm just covering this big pocket with this. So I've gone through and I've made all my decisions as far as the little pockets and what I'm covering them with. I've tried to cut out all the matting as well, but there may be some minor adjustments, like I can tell on this one. It's a little bit big, but that's nothing. I can cut that right off because I'm covering the whole front of this big pocket. I still have my tag to make for this week. Tomorrow's Friday, and the new tag will be coming out. And I haven't been able to touch the giveaway journal so far, but I plan on this weekend. That's what I'm focusing on. Getting the giveaway journal, get that taken care of. Then what I did, I used this little brick that I'm going to put over the top of this. It's very hard for me to work on this and not pick up ink. I'm having a hard time with that, to be quite honest. The journal I really had a difficult time with because none of the papers are tea stained or anything. And I just kept wanting to I don't know. And you know, the funny thing is, I don't mind at all a journal like that, but when I go to make it, it's completely different. I put my fabric, I'm putting the fabric fix on the back of this rather than on the top of the folder, just because of the shape of it. I shouldn't be gluing on top of this, but I am. And then, a little bit concerned, we have a miniature dachshund that I've mentioned. It's a female named Mo, because I always had the dog's name picked out before I ever got one. And I don't know why, I always assumed it would be a male, and then my husband's like, no, I prefer to have a female. So I'm like, well, it's going to be a girl named Mo. So that's what we got. A girl named Mo. Well, yesterday she was a little bit off all day. And she always lays on the back of the sofa looking out the window. And at one point late yesterday, she went to get on the sofa and she couldn't. So I had to pick her up and put her up on the sofa. And then she wasn't her normal self. You know, we know this dog, and she has not been herself. And earlier this morning while I was in here, she came in here. A lot of times she's over on her pillow. She hasn't been in here all day. But earlier today she came in and she rolled over like wanting me to rub her belly. And I found a knot on her. It's a sizable knot. And I just called the vet. So Monday morning she has an appointment. They told me, don't panic. They had some word for it. They're like, 75% of the time, it's not cancer. You know, so Monday morning we go and she's going to have a little biopsy done. And I'm trying not to stress out. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of I felt like hot chocolate instead of coffee for once. So that's the first part of that. This is this little pocket. Trying to remember everything that I did. So I want to start on this end. And I'm going to score out 1 1/4. And then 1 3/8. 4 1/2. And 7 1/2. And then 1/4 of an inch. Right? Is that what I did? Yeah. 1/4 of an inch down the sides. Then I had to stop and think about all this. Yeah, I'm going to start at the top here And I'm just going to cut just inside the score marks to this line here. So from the top, and then at this mark I'm going to do that little notch. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. I don't like cutting on that side, and I can't do it left-handed. Make sure I cut the right thing off. So I'm going to that mark right here. Oh, I just cut off the wrong thing. I did it. I did what I just said I wanted to make sure I didn't do. OMG. Well, let me cut a new sheet of paper. Oh, and this had to be blue. I don't think I have a piece long enough. Oh, I do. I do. Okay. So, I just recut this. Holy cow. And how long? That was, I think, 8.5 long. 8 long. Yeah. 8 inches long. And how wide did I have this? How wide was this? I can't remember. Oh, this is a problem. Oh, there we go. There are 5 inches. I can't talk or walk and chew gum. Alright, so we're going to do those score marks over. And I'm going to try to keep my head about me. So 1 1/4, 1 3/8, 4 1/2, 7 1/2, 1/4, and 1/4. Now, let me make sure I do this right. That's going up. So I need to do these two. And I should be using bigger scissors. Why I'm using these little ones is beyond me. So there. And there. I'm going to have to force myself. I'm just going to do it this way. That little notch is what's throwing me off right here. Now I'll notch it. Whew! Glad that danger's over. Alright, so I'm going to fold that over. I have glue all over me. Score that. I'm going to glue this down. Fold this up. just want to fold all this and burnish that. And then I'm going to fold at both of these score marks. There's like 1/8 of an inch in between these two. I just gave it a little lip up there. There, and that gives us our little envelope. And then, hopefully, these pieces fit. I want just a little bit of the blue showing, which I think that's fine on that. Try to speed things up here. Make up for my setback. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. Oh, I'll tell you too. Story that I, to add to my chaos yesterday. I can tolerate quite a bit of pain. So with that back pain, it was pain. But anyway, so I was feeling just worse by the moment with that. And then I go in the kitchen to start dinner. And last week I made, oh, and I wanted to show you this. Let me do this and then I'll go back to the story time. How I make my little, I don't know what you call these. These for the closure. I glued I cut out 3 pieces, 3 circles from cardstock. I've glued 2 together, and I have a 3rd one loose. There's, you know, and you probably already know this, but just for those that don't know this, let me see, I leave it, yeah. Get this out. I just put them in my little square here since it's a 1-inch circle, and I try to get in the center. Poke my hole. Make sure I went through. There we go. Take my little brad. If I can pick it up. And put it through. Open this up, flatten that out. Then when I apply glue here, only the bottom ring is going to be glued down. You'll still have the double circle to wrap your string around. Just in case anyone was curious. But anyway, back to my story. So I go in, I'm feeling awful, I'm trying to make this dinner. I open up one of my utensil drawers and it has dried coffee stain inside of it. And I'll tell you exactly how that happened. Earlier in the week, I needed something, I don't know what it was. Coffee dyed. So a lot of times when I'm just dealing with just one piece of material or whatever, you know, even sometimes more than that, I would just take my glass measuring cup, fill it with water, put it in the microwave, let it get really hot, and then add instant coffee to it, you know, when I take it out. Well, I had started that in the microwave. I got busy. I was doing something else, you know, multitasking. And then when I went back in to do that, the microwave was off, and I was like, how much time has lapsed? I don't think that water's hot enough. So I turned the microwave on for another 2 minutes. Took it out, and you could literally see the water bubbling in the microwave. Or in the cup. So I set it down on my counter. When I put the instant coffee in there, it bubbled up and exploded all over my countertop. I'm not even exaggerating. It went all over the countertop, down the front of the cabinets, down in front. Oh, it was a mess. It was a living mess. So, in the midst of everything else, I had to tear that utensil drawer apart, clean that. I was like, anything else today? I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, so it's going to be one of those days. Thank God it's almost over. And I'm just tying this a couple times, if my fingers will allow me to. I'm going to try to snip that down in there. There you go. All right. We're getting there. All right, so I'm going to put this. I'm gluing 3 sides because I decided to have another pocket behind this. I just want that up a little bit. There we have that pocket. So we can glue that down. I'm going to hurry up and do this before I mess it up. I'm going to cut some more. I can see. And if anybody is new out there that's watching this, when you do this, you will make sure that this bottom piece is on top of the sides. That way, when you're putting things in and out of your pocket, things don't get stuck to it as you're trying to pull in and out. So there we got the front. Journal will go there. Just going to have all kinds of pockets. I'm doing sideway pockets here. I'm going to do 2 of them. And I figured whatever tag, that way when this is folded closed, the little tag or whatever I do here will be hanging out. So that should be an easy one. Let's see if I can mess it up. And I think let me just measure this so how much do I have left here? Yeah, okay. So I did 1/2 inch on top. That's what I wanted to make sure of. 1/2 inch on top, 1/4 inch around. Yep. That means I need to turn my camera off and right back on. Okay, let me do that. I can't believe that amount of time. Oop, start. Already lapsed. So this is my front. Once again, I'm just cutting the corners. Pretty boring, actually, I'm sure. Burnish. Now I'm trying to hurry, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do the same thing, just glue my top down. See if my paper fits okay. I don't think there is a direction on this. Anywhere, I have it that way. A ribbon on here. Wrong scissors. And that one is going to be glued here. And I'll tell you why, because I have a little idea for here. So I'll glue that off camera. I want to go to this. Well, let's do the holes for the, well, no, let's finish the pockets. Let me go to the pocket. The last pocket, this is going to be a mess. Where'd my little prototype go so I can try not to mess this up? I'll score this and then we'll take care of the journal portion. And I had to make sure I score, this is 8, yeah, 8.5 long. So from the top, I'm going to score 1.5. And then 1 3/8. And then down here, I think I added, yeah, I'm going to do 1/2 inch down here. So I'm going to score it at 8. And then I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to score at 1 3/4. and 5.5. And this better turn out. Alright. Yeah, it will. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I need to leave this. I'm cutting these squares out. I'm cutting these squares out from the 1 and 3, what was it, 1 and 1.5, 1 and 3/8 line. We scored 1.5, then 1 and 3/8. So I'm going to the 1 and 3/8 mark to the line and cutting that out. Doing the same thing on this side, of course. Didn't cut that very straight at all. And then when you once again, I got about 1/8 of an inch there. And I'm just going to mat this and put the 2 little closures on this. So I'll do that off camera. Then for the journal, let me move this out of the way. Journal. I'm going to use this one. I think I will. I'm going to put a eyelet here and here. I'm going to do that. This is going to be ugly. This almost freaks me out on this part. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to use this whole this one. When I set them, I'll use this, but I think I'm going to try to go through with this one just because it gives me more control where I can see where I'm putting my holes. Because I don't want these to go in too far, trying to leave enough room for my journal. That's not bad. That worked. Go in here. And then I'm going to put my these on the outside. This on camera. Just making sure. I very seldom use white eyelets. And when I was going through my little box, I was like, good time to use use, you know, a couple of these up. Okay, so now we have our holes for, I had some aqua colored elastic, but it's thin, and that's why I'm using the white, because it's heavier, and you know, for an 8-year-old, I don't know, you know. I'm going to tie this pretty tight. Try to anyway. Thought about using ribbon too. And I've never done that to hold a journal, so I don't really know. Yeah, that'll be good. If that would work or not. But I thought it might be cute to... I'm going to leave a little bit of this just in case. I'll cut that later. I just want to make sure if I need to adjust anything. Where'd my other little pocket go? I'll go ahead and glue it in place. I hope my little Mo's okay. She's going to be 10 in April. But she's my bud. She is my buddy. And I tell you, all these years that I've worked out of the house, like before when I was working outside, she was fine. I got my needle in my mouth. She was fine. I'm going to put something here, I do believe. That's my plan. That's why I'm leaving that space between. Initially, I was going to butt them together, and I thought different of that. Alright, so this is the little journal I made. It's nothing big. I'm changing out my tabs. I'm going to do something different. I've already determined that. I have this little pink dangle, a little pair of ballerina shoes, and the little ballerina I got. I planned on hooking all those on, and these just seem so big for this little journal. I may still do that. I think I'm going to keep this one tab here, and with this little pink one. I think I'm going to change these to something else. It's too many polka dots for me. So, just so you know. I did nothing elaborate on the inside. I made a little pocket with an edge. I just put colorful papers. Little pocket there. But I did nothing because I want her to use it the way she wants to use it. So, that's basically her little journal. I'm going to stick that in and keep my fingers crossed. There we go. And I thought she'd like that. It says totally cool. So I'm going to change these tabs. But for now, let's do the big experiment. So that's good. Now this pocket this is where I'm putting this. So I'm going to work on this off camera. I may decide to add another little pocket at the bottom of this. I haven't decided yet. And then the next thing I'm going to work on is all her little ephemera. Her stickers, and I'm going to make some tags and that type of thing. So I'll be back in a little while. Hello everybody! Well, I finished the inside. I'm still not done with her outside, which I might put this aside for a couple days, but it won't take me long to finish the outside. And I think I'm going to put a little tie around it to keep it closed, but I wanted to share with you what I've done today. I completed all the pockets, made all the ephemera, and like I had bought her some stickers here. I made her a little washi sample card. I made a couple little tags for her. Made this little notepad. Earlier today, when I showed you where I was and was working on this, I had my tab on the outside of this cover and didn't even notice it. And then when I was thinking about changing the tabs around, I'm like, I put that on the outside. So what I did to cover my goober, I cut out this paper again and made a little side tuck to cover up that blue. And on the inside, what I did, I covered it with this right now, but I think I'm going to take another little piece of paper, and I have that stamp that says this book belongs to, and I think I'm going to do something there so that, you know, she can fill in her name. But nothing really on the inside, didn't touch the inside. I want her to do that. She does have a little side tuck back here. Then I got my back pocket on. I don't have anything in this pocket. I glued it on 3 sides and made a big tag to go back here. Then this opens. I made 2 tags for the little side pockets. I had something much more elaborate planned for here that didn't work out, so I just put a happiness sticker there. Here I made a little envelope and I filled it with, I cut out a bunch of circles, stars, and hearts and all the different papers that she can, you know, do her thing with. And just another tag. Some more stickers. And nothing's in these 2 pockets. So there's Aubrey's little journal folio. And once I finish the outside, I'll give you a quick look on it. But I'll be back tomorrow with a totally different project. To be quite honest, this has really stressed me out. And the only reason it has stressed me out is because of the pressure I put on myself, thinking it was something I could get done, first of all, in a day. And that wouldn't be bad to do if you didn't have other life circumstances going on and, you know, all that good stuff. So anyway, I'm real pleased with the way it came out, and I think little Miss Aubrey will love it. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.